How's it going, guys? It's Mr. Lone Wolf, and I've got another mission for the Modern Warfare Remastered campaign. We're nearly at the end now. I think we're about one or two from the end. It's called No Fighting in the War Room. So at this point, you've managed to get as far. Obviously, you cut the vent shafts open and rappelled down into them.
Bravo team, we got good news and bad news. Launch control is located southwest of your position, less than half a click away. That's where you'll need to upload the abort codes to destroy the missiles in flight.
Guys, cover the exit in the security station. So Griggs and I will head for launch control.
Roger. Come on, what's the bad news?
The bad news is we're still trying to get those abort codes. Over.
The hell with it. We'll give it our best shot. Out.
So for this mission, there is a lot of
Alright, let's move.
pushing ahead in well-defended positions, but it is in keeping with the mission. You're sort of against the clock. You're trying to make it to the war room
We're right above you in the vents. Watch your fire.
within a certain amount of time, basically. So it's it definitely keeps the pressure on. You can't just sit back and chill out and wait for your team to clear people out or anything.
Yankee 6 reporting in. We're meeting with heavy resistance in the south wing. They've locked over here. Over. Roger, Yankee 6.
It glitched a tiny bit there, I apologise. Basically, I just dropped down that hole in the shaft and that's it. You end up in these rooms.
We're pulling back to regroup with team.
You can run straight out. When you get to about here,
Price, we're sending your team the abort codes.
gives you a time limit.
Missiles in flight. You have 9 minutes before those missiles reach the eastern.
So you got 9 minutes, so you got to get pushing really. Personally, I always do this. I come left. There's a couple of reasons why. One, it's just quite a nice, clear, clean path to where you want to go, and secondly, there's one of the intel locations down here. Once you get to this room I'm pushing up to, you'll see now on my left there is a room. There's a dead guy on the table. He's always there like that, and that's where the intel is on there. And just in case you're unsure or you do go the other way, if you go the other way you'll pop out to my right and you'll always end up in this room, and you'll see the stairs just through here. So, and then obviously you can just go back to that room and get the intel. So as long as you find these stairs, you know where you are. So yeah, after you get down there, again, you've got to keep pushing up, but you can't hang around. You'll see in a second, you can either go left or right again, or I suppose straight down the middle. But to be honest, I jumped between both of them. I think this time I ended up going right. This is just as I'm going right. There's one guy there that you always have to snap onto pretty quick, and then a couple this way. Like I say, to be honest, you're probably going to die a couple of times, and you'll soon get used to roughly where people like to hide. I do quite enjoy these missions, to be honest, but they're probably my favourite, besides all Gilled Up, is you get like an epilogue mission at the end, which is nothing to do with all of this, but you have to rescue a hostage off an airplane, and then a veteran, you have to do it in under a minute, which is that was a pretty good. I like that. It was just a nice little tough challenge to do at the end. But we'll get to that soon enough. So like I say, I pushed right. I've popped out to where you would really if you went middle or left as well. Like, the further you can push down, the more my team push up, so that guy's my guy. So go this way. There's always usually two people running away when you go around the corner. I'd suggest getting his shotgun over the pistol. And then these, you can see there's a door to the left or the right. And the problem is, whichever way you look, there's somebody down there, so if you try and go left, you'll get shot in the back from the right. So what you want to do is throw a grenade and try and bounce it off that middle red pillar, because it'll go through the door on the other side, and it just gives you a chance to actually push up. You can choose either way, but it just stops you getting shot in the back when you go the other way, basically. For some reason, I always do seem to come this way. This is definitely where the shotgun helps a bit. There's usually one more guy around the back of this. Used to that little bastard. And again, like, if you went the other way, it's basically just as well armed the other way, so... It's a bit of a pain. It's one of them, really. I think the grenade actually did pretty well, but normally you've just got to try and pop out and auto-lock them before they can get you. It might checkpoint now, but if I died just then, it would have set me back to the beginning of that room, so it's it can be a bit of a pain in the arse. I'm just waiting for those blast doors to open now, so just got to sit around and fuck around for a minute.
We're taking control of base security. What's your status? Over.
Guys, we're in position. Open the outer door to launch control.
Roger, we're on it. Stand by. Almost there. Got it. Doors coming online now.
The world's slowest doors.
Oh, you gotta be shitting me. Guys, can't you make it any faster?
Negative, sir. You can try pulling it.
Obviously, you got the clock against you, so
Cheeky bastard.
normally a slow door's not a problem, but right now it doesn't help. Usually, before you can even get through the gap in the door, there's people start pushing out. They mainly push from the left, but obviously there will be people dug in on the right. You want to try and clear the people out on the right first if you can, because it gives you can kind of flank around these boxes and get everybody back in front of you then.
What's your status? Over. Team 3 in position at the south.
But there's nothing down there. I just wanted to have a quick check, but we're all good. If you follow these guys down the stairs, you can see that on the wall. You're going to have to plant some C4. Make sure you get back far enough, otherwise you will just kill yourself, basically. But when you go through, there's some people like straight ahead and then round to the left. They're the ones you want to take out pretty quick. And I was stuck now, and it was because that guy was still alive on the floor. Luckily, I just at the last second managed to get out of there. Personally, I find this a lot easier to clear that room. And then for the last piece of intel, if you run over to basically the opposite of where you just blew the wall open, that's the second piece of intel on the table. And then what you're going to have to do, I just got a load of flashbangs and stuff off the table as well. What you're going to need to do is come over to one of these control panels. You can see the keyboard is lit up, and you have to hold square. If you let go of square, it stops. So you just on the off chance you've got like 5 seconds left, hold square.
Stand by. Stand by. Bravo 6, all warheads have been confirmed destroyed in flight. We got a ton of debris, but most of it's landing in the ocean.
Sir, check the security feed. It's the can. He's taking off.
Captain Price, this is Gaz at the security station. They came in by trucks. I'm thinking we can use all of these to get the hell out of here. I'm sending you the coordinates to the vehicle depot.
So in a second those doors are going to open. That nuke is they're all sorted anyway, so you got that done. Like I say, when this door opens, to be honest, you don't really need to swap your shotgun. The reason I did is because then on the next mission I thought an AK had come in more handy than a shotgun, but it just makes you go back to like the default weapons anyway, so it probably doesn't make too many odds which you keep hold of. You're near the end now, you just got to do a little bit more pushing to get out of there, but it's nothing too crazy. I'd say you're through the worst of it. You just want to watch out where I've gone this side. Sometimes they throw grenades and it kind of pins you in that corner, and the blasts are close enough to kill you, so just watch out for that one. I apologise, it seems to have glitched again. It was only up like a couple of feet. You basically, at the end of that room is this elevator. Like, you're not against the clock anymore now or anything, since you deactivated those nukes, so you can take your time a little bit if you want. And when you're coming up the elevator, you basically pop out the back of it.
Wouldn't mind getting a shot at Takeo.
Yeah, well, get in line, mate.
I was staring at that wall the first time thinking, well, what the bloody hell's going on? So yeah, you got one last little room to push up to. There's loads of people in there. Well, not loads, but basically I'd just throw everything you can. You're not going to get grenades in the next mission anyway, so you may as well throw a load of stuff if you can. And that's about it. I hope you've enjoyed. Thanks for watching, and I'll be back soon.